Okay, so what have we seen today? What have we really discovered today? Well, I think we've given 3 reasons to believe in the existence of God that are pretty good and not too hard to get under your belt. Yeah, there were some numbers and some other things that can be difficult at times, but I think it's pretty easy to understand where we're coming from in these arguments. The first thing we talked about was how the universe has a beginning, and if it has a beginning, it has to have a cause. What must that cause be? Well, I think God is the one that fits into that particular slot better than anything else. And then we talked about how this universe seems not only to have begun, but it seems to be so finely tuned so that you and I can live and thrive in it. Where does that tuning come from? Who set the standards of how everything works so pinpointedly? Well, again, I think God is the best explanation for that. But you know what? You're right. Those are cold. And I really think that last one, what's typically referred to as the moral argument for God's existence, is the real kicker. It's the one that hits home the most, at least. You know, numbers are numbers. And we can identify with them or not, but it's difficult to sometimes. But morality, right and wrong, that's something you and I encounter every day. And I think it makes sense to say that God is the reason for that morality. Look, Nietzsche was right. You take out God, you take out something important. He called it in his parable of the madman, wiping away the horizon. Well, what's the horizon? It's that straight line in the distance, that flat, horizontal line in the distance that tells you where you're standing is level. God is that standard. And Nietzsche recognized that. But he said that that standard can't be there because we have killed God. We have taken God out of our society. And when we do that, when we take the horizon away, everything else is going to be affected by that. Our morality, our ethics, our standards. And he was right. Again, Christians shouldn't look at what Nietzsche said and hear him saying, "Yay, God is dead. Isn't it great that we killed him?" He's very, concerned about that. In fact, he predicted that the 20th century would be horrifically bloody, and guess what? It was. Now, his answer, again, was to put a new horizon in its place. We can't put God there because God's dead, and there's no coming back from that. But maybe we can draw a new flat line. And my question is, well, what line could that be? What standard could replace the presence of God in our morality? And my conclusion is, nothing else fits the bill. Only God can draw those standards, can make that flat horizon. So in a sense, I think a reasonable human being is forced to believe in the existence of God. It makes the most sense. You see, typically Christians and theists are looked at as ignorant, as being just some superstitious, mumbo-jumbo believing crazy person. But at the end of the day, I think all of the data, all of the logic points to God being real. But you know what we haven't done yet? We've only shown that God has to be there. Because nothing works without his place in the equation. But again, that's not a personal God. That's just a value that we're talking about. If there is a God, if he has to be out there, what is he like? And whose God is it? Is it Cthulhu or is it somebody else? That's what we're going to be talking about starting in our next video here in our Christianity 101 series. We here at Apologetics Underground hope you have found this video informative and engaging, and we hope that it starts you thinking about these things. It starts conversations. We are so thankful that you've been here with us today. God bless. See you next time.